Hey, welcome back to The Flick and the Frame. Recently, we had the newest and most non-woke Spider-Man animated show premiere on Disney Plus, and there's been quite a few changes from the source material.
Oh, yeah, thank God. I'm so tired of woke Spider-Man.
Thank goodness. Some of the changes in particular being the introduction of a few of Spidey's alternate costumes, like the Future Foundation suit, the Prodigy suit, the Hornet suit, and the Dusk suit. Now, you've probably seen these suits in the PlayStation Spider-Man games, or perhaps even that Spider-Man Endless Runner that consumed months and months of my life.
You played that?
I did.
Really?
Oh
my goodness.
I think I spent real money on it. So the show posits that these suits were crafted by Norman Osborn as a way to make Spider-Man legit, improve his marketability.
Say it like it's two words.
Yeah. There's a lot of syllables in there. That was a $3 word if I've ever seen one. But we know that is not the case. So all the suits featured in the show so far do have a proper comic origin, and we're going to get into it.
Ooh, baby boy, I can't wait.
All right, so if you didn't notice, these suits are straight out of the 90s. In the 90s, at this point in Spider-Man's canon, he had several comic series running simultaneously. He had the mainline title, Amazing Spider-Man. He had Sensational Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Peter Parker Spider-Man.
You really couldn't get enough of Spider-Man in the 90s. It must have been incredible.
Yeah, I think there was actually a few other series going on at the time, but we're going to mainly be focusing on these ones. In 1998, these titles had a crossover event known as Identity Crisis. Basically, in this crossover, Spider-Man gets framed for a moida.
What moida? He was the best guy around.
He gets framed for a murder by Norman Osborn, and there's $1 million bounty on his head. And it gets to the point where Spider-Man can't even be seen in public. He has random New York pedestrians just trying to gun him down in the street. So he decides to change up his appearance so that he can continue fighting crime. Because like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes...
Great costumes.
Great costumes. That's right. Direct quote from Uncle Ben.
Direct quote.
So the first suit we're going to talk about is the Hornet suit. This suit first appeared in Sensational Spider-Man number 27. It's a complete rebrand from Spider-Man. Different bug and everything.
Bug with wings.
What are your general thoughts on the Hornet suit, Ty?
The original design and the one in the show, I think they're both really nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting. And seeing him like fly around was unique as well. And he was messing around with the gyroscope and everything like that.
Flittery.
I thought that was really cool. I like the purple.
I was going to say, the purple's the thing I don't like. Not that I have a problem with purple in general. I mean, I'll wear a purple shirt. I don't give a fuck. But and I know it's like in the show and in the comic, he's trying to not be Spider-Man. You know, like that's kind of the point of it. So it's very contrasting.
Yeah, he's supposed to be very different.
The Hornet suit was designed by Mary Jane. It features gauntlets that fire little stingers, very similar to those used by Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. And the wing harness, it was designed by the Prowler, but it was never used by the Prowler because it requires too much upper body strength to use, which like a normal human couldn't.
To keep yourself level.
Yeah, but like someone like Spider-Man who has superhuman strength, no problem. During his time as the Hornet, Peter actually received a lot of positive attention.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
People like purple.
But one day, in an encounter with the Vulture comes to the realization that the Hornet is none other than Spider-Man in disguise, and he rats on him, telling the public that the Hornet is actually Spider-Man, which forces Peter to retire the character.
And when you get your ass beat by the same dude for 35 uninterrupted years, you don't forget a punch.
So yeah, in the Identity Crisis crossover, the Hornet suit is the first suit that Peter tries out. After the failure of the Hornet suit, Peter tries out the Dusk suit. The Dusk suit is also featured in the show in all of its menacing glory, terrifying little girls.
It's real spooky.
Very spooky.
It's real spooky. It's even spookier in the comics, I think. It's like kind of horrific looking. It's just a void.
First appeared in Peter Parker Spider-Man number 90. The Dusk suit originates from the Negative Zone. Basically, where it comes from is Spider-Man, he's swinging around one day and he gets sucked into the Negative Zone and he meets this group of rebels and they're fighting back against this being known as Belastar. Great name. The rebels are led by this guy named Dusk, who ends up getting injured in a battle against Belastar's forces, and turns out that it's just some dude posing as the real Dusk, but the rebels will only follow Dusk. So while he's injured, the fake Dusk gives Spider-Man the Dusk costume, and he's like, just wear this suit, lead the rebels against Belastar. These idiots will literally follow anybody. So Spider-Man poses as Dusk, and he leads the rebels against Blastar. And he ends up defeating him and going back into the real world. And he takes the suit back home with him.
If there's one thing Peter Parker's going to do, it's take a creepy black suit from somewhere it shouldn't go and continue to use it.
He is known for that, yeah. But yeah, no, and it's also the perfect time because, he's trying to conceal his identity as Spider-Man. So this is just another alternate costume that he tries out for a little bit. But yeah, too spooky.
Too spooky.
Yeah.
Too spooky.
The Dusk suit allows its users to basically turn invisible in the shadows. It also features a little glider. Yeah, just like Spider-Man's original suit from the comic books. Later, the Dusk suit would go on to have teleportation abilities and dark force manipulation.
Yeah, that's just Cassie's superpowers. So.
And as far as slingers go, there's also the Ricochet suit, which is one of Ty's personal favorites.
It's so good.
But it wasn't featured in the show. And honestly, fuck Ty.
Okay. All right. Not in the show, but Jonathan Gallo's in the show, sort of.
Yes.
I was upset because when I in the show when they started doing all the shoots, I was like, they're gonna do it. I'm gonna get a Ricochet suit.
Nope.
Like I'm gonna get to see it, and I was excited. I was like, which one is it gonna be? Is it gonna be the Peter Parker version with the silver and the blue, or the Johnny Gallo version with the gold? I was hyped, and then they just shat on me.
I think at time of recording, the show isn't fully out yet, and Johnny Gallo is in it, like you said. So I think there is a chance that maybe we'll see it, maybe season 2.
Yeah, but no shot they make the slinger Johnny Gallo like a 40-year-old security guard. It'd be weird. It doesn't fit the power set of Johnny Gallo at all. Johnny Gallo is like an acrobat. He's got good aim, like long shot Hawkeye, stuff like that, and he has danger sense, which is similar to Spidey sense.
Danger sense.
But like
there's danger over here.
It wouldn't make any sense to make an overweight security guard take that.
I guess it's just like a little reference.
Just a little reference for us Ricochet fans.
All 3 people who like Ricochet.
Me, myself, and I.
So yeah, the next suit we're going to talk about is the Prodigy suit. Actually, this is the first suit that Peter tries out in the show, but it's the last identity Peter dons in the comics. According to Norman Osborn, it's the one that tested the best with focus groups, so that's nice.
Which is crazy because it's definitely the worst
Not
looking
the least
one.
favorite one, yeah.
No. I mean, the one in the show is really good.
It's all right.
Version of the comic one, but I mean, the cape is obviously silly, but I like the full armor set. It's not something I want to see Peter Parker in, but I like Prodigy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This suit first appeared in Spectacular Spider-Man number 256. The suit was designed by Mary Jane. She drew it up. It was intended to be more like an old-fashioned type superhero. That's why he has the cape and everything. Right. And he didn't, swing from webs or do any typical Spider-Man stuff. He was more of like the, leap tall buildings in a single bound, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive type shiz.
I know that when they give it to Richie Gilmore, I think is his name from the Slingers.
Happy Gilmore.
The suit has like enchanted to give super strength. Yep. It's like bulletproof and like a couple other things. So.
Yeah. Later on, it does get mystically enhanced, like Ty said. It's enhanced strength, agility, bulletproof, and the cape can be used as a glider.
Yeah, naturally. You gotta glide. You gotta glide, man.
And after clearing his name, Peter would retire these identities. Shortly afterwards, new heroes would take up the mantles. But that's a video for another day.
Another day.
So now we've saved the best for last. Let's talk about the Future Foundation suit.
First of all, in the show, not the Future Foundation suit.
It's a bit different.
It's just heavily inspired by.
Yeah.
However, the Future Foundation suit is a top 3 Spider-Man suit.
For all of you at home who don't know, Ty's phone wallpaper for like the last 4 years plus has been this Future Foundation Spider-Man suit.
It's true. I really liked in the show that they kind of added the blue and the red along the arms to kind of make it a little bit more colorful, which I really like that design. Yeah. I think they kind of nailed it on that one.
It's good.
I was upset that Peter Parker didn't really like it in the show. He's like, it feels kind of sanitized. My suit is so perfect. Shut up.
Yeah. A bit of variations on the original suit there, but like you said, I think the changes are for the better. But yeah, the original suit, it's got unstable molecules, or it's made of unstable molecules, so it can change color at will. It constantly keeps itself clean. So not only has there been some changes to the suit, but also the events surrounding how Peter Parker gets the suit.
Entirely changed on how he gets the suit.
Very different. The original backstory for the suit actually is a bit tragic. It traces back to the Fantastic Four back in 2011 when Jonathan Hickman was writing. Basically, Jonathan Hickman, he's this Marvel writer. He's the guy you bring in when you want to to change the status quo.
When you want to kill someone important.
He's very good at it. But yeah, Jonathan Hickman, he was the writer of the Fantastic Four book at the time. And in issue 587, we see Johnny Storm make an epic sacrifice to save his family.
Goes out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, basically him, Ben Grimm, Franklin, and Val Richards, they're all in the negative zone where the villain Annihilus lives. And the group is attempting to stop the Annihilation Wave, which is like his army, from coming to Earth. Turns out one of them has to stay behind to close the portal. And the thing's like, move out of the way, you knuckleheads. I'm making a big sacrifice.
I love your Ben Grimm voice.
Thank you.
It's really similar to your Wolverine voice.
Hey, bub, I'm making a sacrifice over here.
Move out of the way, bub.
Hey, where's my blind girlfriend?
Hey, I'm making a sacrifice over here.
But at the last minute, Johnny pushes him to safety and he fights off the Annihilation Wave just long enough for the rest of them to escape. And like Ty says, he goes out in a blaze of glory. Everyone's real sad about it. They spend like a month moping about it. They think of some replacements for Johnny's spot on the team, but none of them feel quite right. Turns out Johnny left a hologram message for the Fantastic Four. In it, he says that in the event of his death, he would want Spider-Man to replace him on the team.
Great choice, by the way.
Yeah, really solid stuff. So the team asks Spider-Man to join. They rebrand as the Future Foundation, and they give Spider-Man his slick-ass white suit. Overall, I think the Future Foundation suit, massive improvement.
It's really close.
And yeah, that's all the suits that we've seen so far in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I think this was a fun twist on kind of like the original introduction of these costumes, like bring it into a new sort of canon.
Right. My first initial worry, because obviously like I like the slingers more than the average person, was like, oh, but if they do this now, how are they going to do the slingers? And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, wait, never mind. This is a TV show in an alternate universe. They don't have to do the slingers.
Well, I mean, it also works out perfectly in the sense that like Spider-Man tried the suits, they didn't work, and he got rid of them. So
yeah, they're just sitting around at Oscorp.
So there is still room for the slingers to potentially show up in season 2 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Who knows?
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, fun twists on the original canon. But it is also, interesting to see where these suits came from, I think.
Well, I think as far as suits go, there are 2 big dogs in the comic book world. There's Batman and there's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think they just have the deepest like lexicons of suits.
A lot of alternate suits.
They have a lot of suits that are really good and really iconic. And it's always cool to see mediums show off various kinds.
Especially these suits, because they're a little bit lesser known, just being brought into like a new light. That's fun.
I'm sure a lot of people were seeing these suits for the first time.
Yeah. But anyways, that has been this video. Let us know if you want us to come back and cover what happens to these suits after Peter throws them away. Do you want to hear Ty talk about Ricochet at length? Let us know down below.
Please let me ramble about Ricochet.
And what are your thoughts on the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show? Feel free to let us know. We'll look at your comments.
All of them. Every single one.
Yeah.
I read them all.
Thank you for joining us today on The Flick and the Frame. We will see you guys on the next video.
I love you. And Johnny Gallo.
Love you, Johnny Gallo.